Are you maximizing your LinkedIn presence? In this week's episode, we're going to talk about how LinkedIn analytics are a game changer when you check them. We're going to talk about how you can access these valuable insights, track your metrics, and then produce a content strategy that's going to work. From impressions to conversion tracking, I've got you covered. Plus, I'm going to talk about the top third-party tools that I use for myself and my clients that is going to take your LinkedIn game to the next level. Let's dive into today's episode. Hi, friends. I'm Katie Brinkley, and you're listening to a Rocky Mountain Marketing Quickcast. These bite-sized episodes are released every Thursday and are going to give you the latest news and tips in the world of social media that are happening right now. Let's dive into today's Quickcast episode. Welcome back to this week's Rocky Mountain Marketing Quickcast. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit of LinkedIn. It seems like it's been a while since I've talked about LinkedIn. I love Instagram. I love Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, he's always giving me new things to talk about. But LinkedIn has kind of been that steady companion that I know I can always count on to help me grow my business. It's one of my favorite platforms. And honestly, it's where I get the majority of my speaking opportunities. I have a lot of people reach out via LinkedIn to see if I can speak for them at their events. And with LinkedIn, I have creator mode set up. This is extremely important to have if you are utilizing your personal LinkedIn page. But we're not really going to be talking about your personal LinkedIn pages today. I want to talk about your LinkedIn company page. So if you have a LinkedIn company page like I do for Next Step Social Communications, if you're a realtor and you have a LinkedIn business page, this is going to apply to you. And we're going to talk all about the LinkedIn analytics that you should be paying attention to so that you can maximize this tool for your business. With over 900 million users worldwide, LinkedIn has become the largest social media platform for professionals and businesses to expand their networks and promote their brands. I think that with LinkedIn, it had a bad rap for years of just being an online resume. You only want to be on LinkedIn if you want to look for a new job. In fact, I actually was having this conversation with my husband a few weeks ago. He's not on LinkedIn, but he's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Facebook really is his social media platform of choice. But I said to him, man, you need to get on LinkedIn. I think you'd really like it. And he said, Katie, I'm not looking for a new job. And I said, well, it's a lot more than an online resume. Does it work for finding new job opportunities? Absolutely. However, this is where people are going to have business conversations. It's a great spot for you to share that you have a new offer, or, hey, this is what I saw in the news and it applies to my business. I love that people go to LinkedIn to talk shop. And so in this episode, we're going to discuss what LinkedIn analytics are, how to access them, and some of the key metrics that you should be tracking in 2023, and some of the best third-party software that I use on a regular basis to optimize your LinkedIn performance. All right, let's get started. So LinkedIn analytics provide valuable insights and data into the performance of what you're doing on LinkedIn. It looks at the different metrics like views, engagements, followers, and audience demographics. It makes it a whole lot easier to create content when you know who you're talking to. I tell people my two main platforms. So in 2023, I did incorporate Facebook as part of my social media strategy. I finally had the time and the capacity to start creating content on a regular basis for Facebook. But up until this year, I've only been focusing on LinkedIn and Instagram. My demographics on these two platforms are very different. On Instagram, it's like 80% women, ages 35 to 44. I know exactly who I'm talking to, how I can create graphics, and who I'm going to be trying to help with my content. On LinkedIn, it's more male dominated. And so I know I probably want to lay off the pink just a little bit with all of my graphics. So when you know who you're talking to, it makes it a whole lot easier to create content. And it really helps you make informed decisions about your social media to improve your brand's visibility on the platform. This goes into that whole post less for more business. When you're posting, when you post and you know exactly who you're talking to behind every single post, it makes it so much easier to just post a couple times a week. So let's talk about how you can actually access your LinkedIn analytics. And just as a quick step-by-step guide, if you're listening to this podcast at a computer, you can open up a browser and go along with me. If you're driving or walking along and you don't have access to open up your LinkedIn right now, go ahead, make sure you come back to this. You might already know how to do this, but let's go through it really fast. So you're going to log into your LinkedIn account. Right, basics. Log into your LinkedIn and navigate to your profile. You're going to click on the little me icon at the top right of your browser, and you're going to click on the analytics from the drop-down menu. On the LinkedIn analytics page, you'll find an overview of your activity, including recent posts, follower count, and profile views. As you know, profile views are my favorite metric to track. If people are coming to my profile, it means they want to follow me, they want to learn more about me, or they want to visit my website. Profile views are gold. Right, next, you're going to want to explore specific metrics and click on different tabs that are available, such as visitors, updates, and followers. And you can actually customize your analytics by adjusting the date range. You can look at the past week, the past 28 days, the past 3 months, you name it, you can go in and look at it, and you can customize those by looking at the top right corner of the page. And the best part, you can export all this. So if you want to take all of this information and put it into a CSV file or send it off to a client or to somebody else on your team, you can export all the data and send it to somebody else. So I think that now that we know how to access these analytics, what are some of the key metrics that you should be looking at and focusing on in 2023? I already said that profile views are my favorite metric to track. Whatever social media platform I'm on, if it's Instagram or LinkedIn, I love looking at profile views because it means that people want to learn more about me and what it is that I offer. You'll also want to look at impressions. How many people are you reaching? How many people are seeing your content? So impressions measure the reach and the exposure of your content. You're also going to want to measure your click-through rate, or CTR. This is going to gauge the relevance and the appeal of your content. How many people are actually clicking on your content? When people are clicking on your content, that's an engagement. That's another thing that you will want to check, your engagement rate. So you're going to assess the level of interaction and involvement that your content is generating. We're not talking just likes, we're talking about comments, swiping through carousel images. All those things count as engagement. Also, you are going to want to look at followers. Look at the size of your LinkedIn audience and the potential reach of your content. If you have, so for example, I have 4,000 followers on LinkedIn. When I'm creating content on LinkedIn, I want to try and reach at least 1,000 followers with my content. If it's lower, then I know I have to generate a piece of content that is going to generate more reach. Typically, this is a LinkedIn poll, a LinkedIn article. Those get a lot of reach. So you're going to want to generate some content that's going to kind of bump up your reach back in the algorithm. I also like looking at my follower demographics. Earlier in the show, I said on Instagram, I have one type of demographic. On LinkedIn, I have another. Look at who it is that you're talking to and that who is following you. You're going to want to analyze the characteristics of your content so you can create content that's going to resonate with them. Last up, you're going to want to look at the conversion tracking. Evaluate the actions that users are actually taking after they engage with your content. Are they sending you a DM? Are they visiting your website? Look to see how many people are actually converting from the content you create. So how can we make the most out of all this information and all this data that we are bringing in? So the very first thing I'd like to recommend is setting a goal. Identify your goals on LinkedIn. They're going to be different on LinkedIn than they are on Instagram or TikTok. Identify your goals specifically for LinkedIn and align your analytic efforts with that LinkedIn strategy. You're also going to want to look at your competitors. See what your competitors are doing. Gain insights into their performance and adapt your strategy accordingly. If they're doing a bunch of posts and they're not getting engagement on it, well, don't do that type of post either. If they're doing a type of post and it gets great engagement, see how you can replicate that for your business and your brand. You're also going to look at the LinkedIn analytics with Google Analytics. Integrate these two platforms for a comprehensive view of your online presence. And then lastly, you are going to want to look at your different metrics. See which ones you should be tracking. Does it make sense for you to look at audience demographics every month? Does it make sense for you to look at follower count every month? Figure out which metrics you should be paying attention to, because if you're paying attention to all of them, you're not going to really be able to dive in on a certain tactic for the next month and see if you can move the needle in a more effective way. All right, so some of my favorite tools for enhancing your LinkedIn performance are the following. I use these tools not just for myself, but for my clients as well. Number one on the list is Loomly. This is a social media management tool. I use it for scheduling. It gives you metrics, content suggestions, scheduling capabilities. You can see DMs, you can see comments people have left on your account. Loomly is an incredible tool. If you're interested in checking out Loomly, I do have an affiliate link. It's at katiebrinkley.com/Loomly. My favorite tool, I've been using it for the past 5 years, and I use it not just for myself, but for all of my clients as well. The second tool I like to recommend is Metricool, and that's Metricool. Metricool is an incredible tool, very similar to Loomly. It gives you even more reporting now. So if you want to see the reporting just for your business, and it doesn't really matter if you have a ton of different accounts, Loomly, I manage all of my client accounts in, so it makes sense for me to have such a robust tool. Metricool is great if you want to just look at your account. Absolutely love it. Tons of reporting in there. You can export it as a PDF or as a PowerPoint. Great tool. You can get that at katiebrinkley.com/Metricool. And that's, again, a versatile tool for scheduling posts, looking at analytics, and it's very user-friendly. If you want just the data, then I can recommend DataBox. So it is a powerful tool that integrates with LinkedIn and allows you to create a customized dashboard and reports. This is 100% reporting only. So Loomly, you can schedule, you can look at some reports. It's great if you have multiple accounts, like if it's you want to manage your Facebook page and then your partner's business Facebook page as well. So you would need two separate calendars. Metricool, it's great. Love that one too. And then last but not least, I'm going to talk about Looker Studio, which is formerly Google Data Studio. And it is a free data visualization tool that integrates with various data sources. So you can integrate this with your LinkedIn, and it will talk back and forth with your Google so you can see how many people are actually coming through from LinkedIn to your website. It tracks all of that for you. By leveraging LinkedIn analytics and using these different tools, you're going to be able to optimize your LinkedIn strategy you're going to be able to optimize your LinkedIn strategy and, more importantly, enhance your brand's visibility. When you have more visibility, you have more awareness, more reach, and more clients coming in. You're going to be able to achieve the goals that you want from social media. LinkedIn is one of my favorite places to connect, talk shop, and get new business opportunities and have new networking opportunities. But remember, you need to set those clear goals. You need to regularly track your metrics and look at your data and make sure that you're making adjustments. If you're tracking all of the different data points, then really you're not going to be able to fine tune and make the adjustment for each month so that you have a stellar LinkedIn strategy so you can show up just a couple times a week and have that consistent inbound lead generation coming in. We'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. Make sure to subscribe so that you can continue navigating the world of entrepreneurship. And I'd love to hear from you. Please leave the show a review and connect with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram at @IamKatieBrinkley or connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you're ready to start making some sales on social media, be sure to grab my free guide to selling in the DMs without being spammy. You can get that at katiebrinkley.com. Let's keep taking your marketing to all new heights.